Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to add data in Google Sheets and send email for Webhook response. I want that whenever a new Webhook response is captured, let's say through form submission, automatically it should be recorded in my Google Sheets in the form of a new row. And at last, if the status of the payment of the person who have filled the form is paid, then I want to send an email to that particular person informing about the subscription that is confirmed. So how we are going to do this process effortlessly and automatically? For that, we will have to integrate all these applications. And to do so, we are going to use an automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect. So what we are going to do, we have Webhook by Pabbly in our trigger and Google Sheets and Gmail in our action. So we will be connecting all of them by using Pabbly Connect to automate the entire process. And in order to learn the entire process step by step, let me take you all to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn that suppose we have an existing data of customers or leads, and whenever they fill our form, suppose by using Jot form, and the response is captured through Webhook in Pabbly Connect, automatically a new row should be added in our Google Sheet recording the response of the customers. And if their payment status will become as paid, then automatically an email will be sent to that customer informing regarding the allotment of the subscription. Okay. So let us start learning this process step by step. First of all, in order to create this workflow, we will have to come on our browser, and then in the address bar, we have to search for pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, it will take us towards the landing page of this software. Here we can find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you have to click on sign up for free to create your free new account, and it will take only 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks to explore this amazing software. Now because I'm already an existing user, therefore I'm clicking on sign in, and here after coming on all app sections, we can find all the products offered by Pabbly. So in order to create this workflow, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now, and when we do that, it will take us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So here this is the dashboard, and we will find all the workflows which we create here on it. Now to create a new workflow, we have to click on create workflow option given on right corner with blue color. So let's click on it. And now a dialog box is appeared in front of us, which is asking us to provide this workflow a suitable name. So let's give it a name as add data in Google Sheets and send email for Webhook response. Now after giving the name, let's click on create. And as we do that, we can find two windows open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the basic principles on which the entire workflow of this automation runs. Here we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have multiple actions as we want. So the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this, that means the action is the response towards the trigger. The trigger is the very first step of every workflow. Let's understand trigger and action once again with the example of this workflow. Here we are going to take Webhook in our trigger. That means whenever a response through Webhook is captured here in Pabbly Connect, automatically in response towards that, a new row will be added in our Google Sheet. That will be our action. Okay, so let's start creating this workflow. First of all, we have to select our trigger application in which we are going to take Webhook, because we want to capture the response through Webhook, and for that we are going to take the help of Jot form in order to capture the form submission response in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let's select Webhook. And here as we do that, we can find that a Webhook URL along with some instruction is provided to us, which we are going to use in order to connect Jot form with Pabbly Connect. So we will simply copy it from here, and then I will tell you how we have to connect our Jot form with Pabbly Connect. So for that, let me take you to my Jot form account. And here this is the form named as contact form, which I am going to use for this particular workflow in order to capture the response. Okay, so for that we have to go on the settings from top, and as we do that, we can find integrations from left side. So we'll click on it, and after coming on integrations, we have to search in this box for Webhooks. Click on Webhooks, and here we have to paste the URL which we have just copied from Pabbly Connect. So let's paste it, and now let's click on complete integration. And here it is showing that our integration is ready. That means Jot form is now connected with Pabbly Connect. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and here it is showing waiting for Webhook response. Now that means we have to do a test submission by filling up the form which we have selected in order to capture the response over here. So let's go back to Jot form, and now this time we have to click on publish. Now let's click on copy link, and we will open this link in a new tab, and we can find that the form which is named as contact form is open in front of us. Now we have to fill the details one by one in order to submit this form. So I am entering some dummy details over here just in order to capture the response. First of all, let's start with the first name. So I'm giving the first name as test, and the last name as customer, test customer. And let's give a dummy email also, test51@pabblytudes.com. And let us give a dummy phone number also, which could be, after that, at last we have to select the payment status. So let's select the payment status as paid, and after that let's click on submit. So now our form is submitted, and when we have selected the payment status as paid, that means the lead has been converted into a customer now, and now we have to allot the subscription to that particular lead. And for that we also want to record the details of this form submission in our Google Sheet. Okay, so let's go back to Pabbly Connect and check whether we have received the response there or not. And yes, we can find that we have received the response with the same details: first name, last name, phone number, email, and the payment status. So now let's move on to our next step, and that is our action step. So our first action step is that we want to keep a record of this form submission in our Google Sheet. Okay, so let me show you the Google Sheet which I have created. It is named as customer details, and it contains the fields such as first name, last name, email, contact, and the payment state. So we are going to connect this particular worksheet in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let's start with our action application. We have to select as Google Sheets, click on it, and now our action event will be add new row. Now click on connect, and from the given options let's select add new connection. Click on sign in with Google, select the account, and simply we have to click on allow. And we can find that automatically my Google Sheet is connected with Pabbly Connect. Why? Because I was already logged into my Google Sheets. So you also have to keep in mind always to log into your Google Sheet before making up a connection with Pabbly Connect, because it makes the connection easier and simple. Okay. Now let's move further and select our spreadsheet. So as I told you, my spreadsheet here is customer details. So I have selected it now because I have only created sheet 1. So it is already selected as sheet 1. Now let's move further, and now the next it is asking us for the details of the lead. So instead of entering the details manually, we are going to use the process of mapping. Why? Because we want that whenever a new response is also received in Pabbly Connect, automatically the data should be replaced with the new data and the new details, and the workflow should not get stuck due to dynamic details. Okay, and if we will map the data, we do not have to do anything manually when this workflow runs in real time, but it will be automatically done. Okay, so mapping is using the data from our previous step. Okay, that is inserting the data from our previous step. So we will use a previous step, that is Webhook. So we will select it, and in very simple steps we can map the data by scrolling down. So we can find the first name is given over here. So let's click on it, and it is already mapped. Now the next is last name. So let's map the last name also in the same manner. The last name is given over here as customer. Next it is asking us for the email. So we will map the email also, and the contact number, and at last the payment status as paid. Okay, so we have mapped all the details. Now click on save and send test request, and we can find that we have received the response here. So let's go and check on our Google Sheet whether a new row is added with the same details there or not. Okay, so here we can find that yes, a new row is added with the same details as first name, last name, email, contact, and the payment status. So now let's move further. So we are going to add one more very important step of this workflow here by clicking on the plus sign. So what will be that step? So I am going to apply filter here, because I want that whenever payment status of this particular lead become paid, that means the lead is converted into a customer, then only I want to send an email to that customer informing about the subscription. So for that we are going to use filter here, in which we are going to add one condition. Okay, so let's select filter, and in the action we have to select the Webhook response, and we will select the payment status. So because we want that whenever the payment status will become equal to paid, then only this workflow should continue. Okay, so therefore we are applying the filter. Now let's click on save and send test request, and here we can find that it is showing the status as success and the condition is true, because the payment status of this customer is paid. Okay, so that means the workflow will continue, and now again we are going to add one more action step. That will be our final action step of sending the email by clicking on this plus sign. So our action application here will be Gmail. Let's select it, and our action event will be, of course, send email. Okay, click on connect, and here from the given options let's select add new connection and connect with Gmail. select the account, and here we have to click on allow. So our Gmail account is also successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. Now we have to enter the details which it is asking. So first of all, it is asking us for the recipient's email address. So let's map it by using the previous step. The email address of the recipient is given over here. Let's select it. And now the sender name. So I want to send the email from Pabbly. And here the email subject will be subscription confirm. And the email content type is plain. And now let's enter our email content, that is the body of our email. So I want to send the email as hello. Let's map the name of the customer. First name, hello test, we have got your response. So in the body I'm going to write hello test, we have got your response as name, email, contact and the payment status. Thank you for your positive response. We are glad to inform you that your subscription is confirmed. Thank you, Team Pabbly. Okay, so this is a sample body which we are going to use in the email. Now after that, simply we have to click on save and send test request. And here the status is sent. That means the email has been sent on the email ID which we have mapped. So let's go and check there whether the email is received or not. And here we can find the email has been sent with the body as hello test. We have got your response as name, email, contact, payment status. And thank you for your positive response. We are glad to inform you that your subscription is confirmed. Thank you, Team Pabbly. So now that means this workflow up till now is successful. Now what we are going to do, we are going to check it once again. For that, we will again submit one more form in jot form with the status of the payment as unpaid. Okay. So in that way, we will check our workflow if it is fully correct or not. So if the payment will be unpaid, then this workflow will not continue after this step. That is after adding the details in the Google Sheet. Okay. That means basically the email will not be sent to the person who have not made the payment. So for that, let's again publish this form, copy the link and paste it in a new tab. And now we will fill again the dummy details. So after filling up the details, I have selected the payment status as unpaid. Now let's click on submit. And now the form is submitted. Now let's go on our Google Sheet and check whether this response is received there or not. So yes, we can find that the response is received with the status as unpaid. But we will have to check finally whether the email is received to this particular person or not. So let's go and check on the email as well. And here we can find that no, the email is not received here. Okay, that means our workflow is perfectly successful. Now let's go back on Pabbly Connect and summarize what we have done in this workflow. So basically we have taken the use case of this workflow such as, suppose we have existing data of lead somewhere, and whenever they will fill a contact form and the response is captured by using the webhook, automatically the response will be added in Google Sheets in the form of a new row because we wanted to create a record of those leads. Okay, but if the status of that particular lead will become as paid, then we wanted to send an email to that customer informing about the subscription which we have allotted to them. So this was the full workflow, and these were the steps which we have to follow in order to integrate all these applications by using Pabbly Connect. So this was it in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can easily integrate many other applications by using Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can easily email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can easily reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you are having any pricing related issue with Pabbly Connect, you can easily reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful in any way, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel to learn more such automation.